Hello everyone. This is another edition of Tub Talk. Uh, Not exactly in the tub. We're actually just lying in bed in our bedroom and chit chatting because our tub's got to go see the doctor. Uh, Having some issues with the heater, so that hopefully will be fixed this week and we'll be back at it. But in the meantime, we're making best of what we have with us. And by us, this is Vis, of course, and
This is Sable.
so yeah, so this is just chit chatting about the game and about
We actually
recent
get to play the
developments.
game this time now when we chat.
Oh yeah, we can actually play because we're not in
Yeah.
the tub.
We have snacks and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, I'm drinking Simply Spiked Lemonade Passion Fruit. This is actually pretty tasty.
And I got Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut.
And we got some cinnamon swirl little bread thingies. So tell us what you're snacking on while you're listening to the meal, or if you're at work or whatever. What are you doing while you're listening to this? But anyhow, we got some things going on in the game. So it's been a little while. This is episode 15. So we might as well just talk about what's been going on lately. We've had drops of Spotlight Raid, which is not as difficult as we thought it would be to do what we need to do, and we do get the rewards for 40% by going through the horrible Spider Society nodes.
Yeah, but you're limited to 2 when you need, 10 raid attacks a day? How are you going to get 10 to do your dailies?
So if we split it up, because of the fact there's only 3 lanes and there's 8 person in a lane, so that means each person gets 2 or 1 node per lane. 3 at the most if you're in a 2-person lane. And so it limits the number of raid battles you can do in a day. Because if we can only do 1 or 2, then you have to do the rest in the other raid. And yes, we have 6 now. But if you do 1 and that's 6, then that's 7. Well, for the dailies, you need 8. So
And you can't run the Greek raid at the same time because
at
you
the
don't
same
get
time,
keys.
it's the same energy. So you don't have the keys.
And I'm sitting at max energy all day waiting for this to end. I wish there was an end early button.
Yeah.
But then you don't have keys to start them.
You don't have keys to start.
You should
So,
1 raid at a time.
My thing, Scopely, what I thought would be a good thing for you guys to do is the Greek raids. If you 100% a Greek raid, give us 15k raid keys. That'll let us start a spotlight right afterwards. And then we could Greek raid 100%, spotlight, wait for that to end. Greek raid 100%, spotlight, wait for that to end. And we can keep doing this.
Or make them different currencies.
Or make them different currencies would be the easiest things. But at least that way we could do 2 different raids in a day. Because it's making it very difficult. And for a lot of us, we have these things called jobs. And so when we get off of work, it's 3 o'clock. We've now had full energy because we work at places like prisons and jails and in sewers and on top of roofs and out at sea, and everybody has different jobs. Yeah, up in an airplane where we don't have access to phones and internet and all those kooky things you have to have. So when we get back to civilization, our home, and we're able to play these games, we're not trapped in a sewer or a subway or somewhere where we don't have cell service of some sort. We get a spot where we can actually play the game. And our reset is at 9 o'clock, and our dailies start at 9 o'clock, and we have this thing called sleep we have to do too. We get off at 3, say. Some of us get off at 5. You have 4 hours to get all your dailies in. Well, I can't get 8 raid battles in 4 hours if I only have enough to do 1 node in my spotlight raid and 7 nodes or 6 nodes actually in my incursion.
Then you're having to spend energy to core for.
So you're having a core, and you're having to do things like that. So it needs to be fixed. I mean, I know over time Alpha Flight will come out and we'll have that, but that's months down the road.
Right. This should not have been released without the team to play it.
Shouldn't have been
it's
released
a Spotlight Raid
before
for Alpha,
teams.
but there's no way to get them unless you're Better Ray Bill, who probably already has the team.
And the best way right now to fix this, because of the fact that Alpha Flight is an interesting team. It's got some skill. It's got some mixed players. Why don't we do this? Put New Avengers as the team also you can use for the next nodes. So right now we can play Spider Society and New Avengers, which are a decent team. It's something that we had to use in Scourges. It's something that was built up. It's not a raid team because you wanted something different. It's been released. It's friendly to the players. They're mostly farmable now.
Or make it so we can play with the two tunes. We got 2 members of Alpha Flight.
Yeah, so you can mix Alpha Flight and New Avengers, and put them together, or Extreme if you really wanted to do it that way. But New Avengers is one that's you can still make some bank off of. You can make some
Cabal.
money. You can level them up. Oh, Cabal and Alpha Flight would be perfect.
Team.
That's 5, but they're not villains, so whatever. So I'm saying New Avengers. That would be good to put in there. New Avengers and Alpha Flight to make this. We can kind of mix and match. It's a team that a lot of people use. They have on defense, using offense and war. It's something that's used all the time. You can even do mercs for money if you want. That'd be another option. That has some synergy with Wolverine being mutant and Firestar being mutant. Sunfire being mutant. Going with Deadpool and Dakin and Old Man Logan. And so, anyways, it's just a thought. Just throwing it out there because, there's this thing that you guys were talking about, Mr. Ryan Jacobson, which is one of your guys' leads. I think it's like a director's scope lead or something like that. One of the up and up. See, he might have quit already. I don't know. I mean, people have been going left and right from there. I have no idea. But he had an interesting quote in one of his strike times, and I was just going to play it for you so you can listen while we're doing this video. So here we go.
What we're trying to accomplish is kind of allowing the community in a little bit, right? I think we've been a pretty closed off studio and kind of thought, hey, we're the smartest guys, we know what we're doing, we're going to develop what we believe in, and not really necessarily listening to a lot of our players. And I think that, while I do believe we have a lot of smart people on this team, sometimes we can go a direction that maybe the players don't necessarily agree with. And so I think what we're trying to accomplish and really achieve is allowing a lot of that community in to what we're developing, why we think what we're doing might be right for the game, and also trying to really build an inclusive environment. Think of every player type and kind of what is that ultimate player experience that we're trying.
So far what he said in this quote is he wants the community to be part, to understand where they're coming from. They're not the smartest people in the room. They might think they are sometimes, but they want the community to give feedback, to let them know. Not one time did he say he wants to accept that community feedback and put it into production. Not one time did he say he wants to listen to what we have to do and then put it on paper or put it into the game. It's just, listen, let us explain what we're trying to do for the game and how we feel that it's the right thing to do. Not make it so that it is the right thing to do. Not make it so that they actually listen to the player base and do what's going to be good. But just, they want us to feel like we're part of it. Now, there's a little bit more as it goes on, so here you go.
Trying to deliver for those free-to-play players, the players who might spend a little bit of their hard-earned money, and then the players that, are willing to spend a lot of their disposable income in the game. The community knows what they really want out of this game. And so for us, it's actually a lot of just listening. And kind of hearing their perspective and kind of understanding what their thoughts are, what their concerns are, and then us kind of going back and looking at, well, should we be making adjustments, and if so, and what are those adjustments and why, and do we believe in them? Really, you can just see the passion that they have towards this game, and when some of them read off how many days they've been playing this app, it amazes me. So yeah, I'm just really excited that we kind of can collaborate closely with that group on kind of what the future of Marvel Strike Force looks like.
So he talks about collaborating, and he talks about free to play, he talks about the mental, and he talks about the spenders. The interesting thing is he focuses on that and then goes into the fact that, he wants to go back and collaborate. That's great, but he's talking about changing strategies that are going to be towards it. So what he's really doing is seeing a way that he can make everybody happy, right? That's what he's trying to come across. But at the back end of that is how much can they push all these people that are so into this game, that have been playing for so long, that are invested. How long can he push them before they finally just break? That's really what they're looking into.
Yeah.
But by the sound of this quote, that's really what they're looking into. How long can we push and push and push?
And mine was yesterday after giving in. I was 2 fucking shards of Star Bat away. And 15 of Iron Patriot. Or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Iron Patriot, you had it.
Away. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy the strike pass. That will get me there. I breezed through difficulty 10, no problem. All scourges on. I'm like, okay. Difficulty 11, no scourges on. Will get me my 5-star. It'll be a cakewalk. The fuck you say? Yeah. Half a dozen resets later, and I was like, alright, I'm done. No more. And then we run into a Mephisto in War, who is completely unbeatable for us, whom shouldn't have been changed to begin with.
That changed halfway through our war.
It was just like, okay, I'm done. So I gave my account to Viz and had him get me my 5-star Logan because I was tired of the
Well, the
bullshit.
thing is they want us
After
to...
upgrading my team, another 30-some-odd million
of
gold spent.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. You
T4s
spent
that are
30 million
right
gold,
now.
and you only actually leveled the team up 4 million.
Yeah.
You know, which is, or not 4 million, sorry, 400,000. It went from 900,000 to 1.3 million. So you spend 30 million gold and you get 400k out of your team.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And we don't want to build this team. I straight up don't want to build Spider Society. We've said it from the beginning.
I don't want to play with them. I don't want to watch them. They time out in raids, and I had, 10 people to finish the damn node?
Invaders
and it was a timeout?
2.2, not really interested.
No, it was garbage.
But I want to be able to use teams that I actually want to be able to use in these things. I don't want to be, pushed into. And yeah, they say hero skill. Well, guess what? They made it so that you put on a Scourge that lets Sinister Six get buffs, but also buffs Spider Society. You have it so that it's like you get Scourges that say they're hero versus hero, even though you're not playing against heroes. So it's like they made those levels specifically for Spider Society to get through, and it feels dirty. And to be honest, so I kind of broke it a little bit. Wife, we all know, has a very large D. Looking at it now. And she's playing her game while we're talking. That's what we're talking about. But anyways, she has Shang-Chi. She has Black Widow for Infest. She has the old stuff like Cap Sam, which are leveled up. She has Nick Fury leveled up, which was also somebody for D. And so I just let's put this speed team together. So on difficulty 11 with all but 3 Scourges on, that's the percentage of health, the both of those, and one other one. I think it's like a cosmic thing or something. I used that team. I used Cap Sam with, it was Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Nick Fury, and somebody else. I can't remember who it is. But it was another hero skill member. She's going through a roster, but not with the right thing, so I can't tell right off the bat. But anyways, I used that team, and I was able to get all the way through until Green Goblin Classic with 1 bar of red health. Actually was able to kill my team, and Craven left at about half health. So I went in with Spider Society. Oh, and Kestrel. That was who the 5th one was. So I went in with Spider Society. I was able to basic through the rest, and it made it so I could pass the last level with them pretty easily. So that was kind of nice. And it was kind of like, hey, I just beat the game. I used a team that they didn't want us to use and actually beat the node pretty much. Like, I could have went in with Invaders if I really wanted to and finished it out. And I probably could have used her new Avengers in the next one with some other stuff like Maria Hill and Sharon Carter to finish that one off. So it was kind of nice, but it's like, why are you pigeonholing things into certain teams and certain tunes that to make us have to build? I mean, I get it. It's a game that wants us to build stuff when it comes out because that's how they make their money. But we also want to enjoy our roster, enjoy the characters that we want to use in theory craft, and figure out who's going to be the best for these nodes. Like, that's the fun of the game. And the fun of the game isn't resetting a node 50 million times to find out who we should hit with what ability next. It's putting tunes together to find a way to get through with who we want to use. Like, that's what makes it fun. I don't know. it's become who can spend the most on the new characters to get through modes first. Is pretty much what it's become.
And when they're whining because they're losing Crucible matches because you shouldn't be able to beat my Mephisto, your Mephisto should be on offense.
It should be on offense.
Should not be on defense.
Mephisto should have no defensive power whatsoever. He should not be able to do battlefield effects when on defense, period.
But that's free-to-play Crucible player shouldn't be able to beat me because I have Mephisto. And that's just not fair.
We'll use him on offense and he won't be able to beat you.
Right?
Because no matter what he puts on D, you'd be able to beat.
Exactly.
And that's how you would get around it.
It's stupid. And 2 months later, you're going to buff him and do all this?
Yeah.
Because the Whales and Krakens are fighting each other in wars, and it comes down to who has the most Mephistos?
I already told you why they fixed it. They fixed it because they realized that not as many people got Mephisto as they thought would in the first 3 months.
Out? Yeah.
You know? And so they don't want it to be when those new whales get to them. They're like,
the free-to-play players finally
I can't use this guy. He's already being able to be beaten by this counter and that counter, which I'm sure are going to be the Mystic team coming out with the Man Thing and all that stuff, whatever that one's going to be, or the vampires. But yeah, it's they don't want those guys to get it and it'd be like, okay, well this was obsolete already when we got it, so they had to give it
spending to get to him
a little bit more oomph, so that you were pushed just that little bit more to go and grab him.
That make him that much more OP on offense.
On offense. Yeah, if they took off his defensive abilities, I think people would be a lot happier with it. If you just made it so he didn't get a battlefield effect when he's on defense, I think would make it way more fair of a character.
We hit him how many times? And with, like, overpowered teams?
Yeah. Total of 17D wins, so I think we hit him 11 or 12 times.
With all those exhausts and all that other stuff on there?
Nothing.
Nothing could take him out.
Because he was already in Crimson Gear, too.
Yeah.
Because, you already passed it, you might as well use him. So you can level him up, because you get all that gear.
And that was a baby, it wasn't even a 7-starred one.
Yeah, it was, and by the way, whoever that was, it was Miles Morales. The rest of your shit in that room is pretty easy. That was no problem.
And by the end of war, I threw 5 attacks at it just because I was pissed off and I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, Skilly did too. And it was just after being frustrated with it, like, it's, I don't know. It just makes war frustrating, which then makes people kind of get angry at each other. And, some of us took things the wrong way in chat and kind of got upset at each other a little bit. And that's not what we want to do. We want to have fun when we're playing the game, and to see people getting upset because, we have a life outside of this game is annoying, and it's not something that we want to have in our game. It's a game, and Friday into Saturday war should be pretty chill, and that's what we usually try to do. But having something like that and people seeing it and being like, oh boy, we already lost this war, and dragging their feet, and other people having shit to do because it's a weekend, it's like, kind of feel bad when somebody gets in and it's like, well, that's really all we have to hit. Like, you're gonna have to suck it up and throw 5 or 6 attacks into it and not get anywhere because it's not beatable. It's not a fun feeling.
No.
For anybody. For Alliance leaders, captains, members, newbies, whoever. And if you're one of those alliances where you have, a higher player that's kind of like that's who's carrying you, and you got all these, other lobies that are kind of less like, playing to have fun, and you want to have fun, your experience is going to suck.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had to have been carrying that alliance because he's the only one over 100 million. The rest were all mediocre or smaller than we were.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we should have beat them, but our strategy wasn't there because it was a weekend. If we played in the middle of the week, it would have been a little different. But played on a weekend, it's like, just hit, whatever you want to hit kind of a thing. And we should have just taken everything out and then worked on that team. But, we're like, oh, let's try this and let's try that and see what works. Just because, we're just, and then it gets frustrating after a while when nothing works.
Because we were the first ones to hit it, and with the new rework, so nobody had seen, how to take him out or what to do. I'm sure there's a super secret strategy somewhere on a hidden Discord that
probably
private servers.
But I do like a lot of the aspects of the gear and stuff. I feel like I'm getting more gear. I don't feel like the T4s am getting hit as much as I thought I was going to be to start off with, which that's kind of nice. Gold, I feel like I run out one day and I've got 6 million the next day, so that's kind of cool. I think all the other aspects are okay. It's just that having a broken tune is somebody that can stop a whole alliance in war. Yeah. One guy, one tune can stop a whole alliance in war, unless you have somebody that's whaled out as much as that person.
Yeah. Who has 19 tunes.
And then having a raid that nobody can finish, and that you're only able to do 1 or 2 nodes. Those are 2 really bad feelings right now.
Well, that and a super secret special tune that wasn't even out when he passed DD7. He magically has it 3 diamonds.
Yeah.
Like, that's just dog shit. The tune's not even in the game. He shouldn't have been able to choose that tune as a reward. I don't remember if anywhere was ever posted, hey, this is what you're going to get. Like, he'll get a 3 diamond tune of his choice.
Yeah, we have Bill find it.
Somewhere. It's probably posted, but the tune wasn't in the game and hadn't even been announced yet. I don't recall.
Yeah. So
how did he know Old Man Logan was coming and, oh, I'm going to choose him? And how do you give it to him now? He doesn't even have 7 stars on the dude. Was it an instant here, upgrade to 3 diamonds? Nobody in the game can even get 7 stars on him right now. Until payout.
Yeah.
But if you pay enough people's salaries and, waste enough money on a video game, you too can get catered to and have the whole game wrapped around your finger.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm not in that guy's shard, so I don't really give a shit. I'm never going to see him in Crucible, so I don't care. We're not going to face him in war, so I don't care about that either. But all you people that do, sorry, sucks to be you. Go complain about it to your local supervisors, because they're the only ones who are going to listen. Anyways, so moving on. So Old Man Logan, having him in Arena has been really nice as well. I went from somebody that didn't do a lick of Arena ever to, in one day, moving up from over 120 to number 12 in my Arena shard. So that was kind of fun to do that. Just wanted to experiment.
Yeah, you're staying lower than I am. I dropped down to 26 today.
Yeah, I didn't check it all today. Today was a non-arena day because I had to do this thing called work, so I didn't really get to play. The play time that I did was focusing on getting my raids and my war stuff done. That was it. That's all I had time for. And then answering questions in Discord for the 11 alliances in our family. So I was busy, so I don't do me things. And it's a willing sacrifice because y'all are cool and I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm happy with some of the things in the game. I'm not so happy with 2 of the things, and then you got this dirty taste with the other thing, with the 3 diamonds.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't know. You want to spend your money, spend your money. That's your come to Jesus moment. When you die, you can explain why you didn't do good in this world and wasted it on a video game, but that's none of my business.
True.
It's just, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I spend occasionally. I don't know. It really, then, how difficult that Scourge was, and then seeing that, oh, he just got handed this because he spent a gazillion dollars over the last 6 years to be able to complete DD7. Here you go. It's like a rich couple bragging about eating at a restaurant, and the homeless guy sitting outside the restaurant, asking for food, and they just laugh at him and get in their Tesla and drive off.
You wanted rich people, and then you said Tesla.
I don't fucking know what they drive.
I mean, like Rolls Royce or something like that. Bougie. That was Vanderpants' word of the day today. Bougie. You had to know how to spell it.
Don't ask me that one.
I looked it up for
Starts with a B. Has a couple of O's in it. And an Uji.
But yeah, I just don't want things to be negative. And it's like I said, it's people have said that it's one negative thing ruins like 4 positive things.
It does, and I don't know. I don't care. But I want my time and energy to be worth something.
Yeah, we all do.
If I can't grind my way to finish something because there's just literally no way of doing it, then what is the point of me putting in any time and effort into it?
I mean, you guys tell me, is does it feel like, in chat, you guys, does it feel like your time is equal to their money put in? Do you feel like there's an even playing ground between those two? And if you feel like there is, then awesome. And let us know why that is, because I'm looking for that silver lining right now. Really am. Because it just seems like just going through the droning things of doing the same things every day. And the thing that I look forward to the most is chatting with people in our alliances. And then you have stuff like this happen, and a horrible chat box which only lets you a certain amount of characters, so they see something and they think it's one thing, there's no tact behind it, and you get in arguments in chat, and that goes awry and it leaves a sour taste, and then you find out something about somebody else that's in another alliance that you're like, wow, how can you be that way? And that gets disturbing, and then it's like, well, now I'm kind of on the downside of the two things that I actually enjoy the most. With the game, it's building my characters and talking to people in chat. So now why am I going into the game? And so you're having people do those things, and you're forcing it upon them, and it sucks. It's not a good feeling at all.
No.
Because people have lives and people have stuff outside of here. And the amount of time that you're having people put on this game, if it's not worth the amount of money the other people are spending, then you're not going to have anybody want to put time into it. No. Period.
And I've said it before, if I were starting a new account, there'd be no way. There would be no way I would go for APOC. Because by the time you got the teams needed for him, GD8's going to be here, and there's just no point. Like, there's a lot of the old content, like, sure, you boosted people up to level 100, now they think they can get into these incursion raids, but...
Yeah, I'd have a talk with somebody today, say, TCP is that's the old way of looking at things. You gotta look at their raid teams and their activity. That's how you pass things now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm this week's Crucible. I'm the top person in the bracket at 66 million, and the lowest person's 49. But I've got a lot of bloat in my roster because of all my 6 years of playing.
Right.
All the stuff I've built, whereas they've only got the last, 10, 15 teams, and they've got them all at G18.
Yeah, to be honest, in Crucible, if you're looking at a low TCP, the same bracket as you, you're going to get whooped.
Oh, most definitely.
Because that means that they've only built for those teams.
They've only built for Crucible. They've only built for War.
Yep.
Arena.
Especially if it's around half your TCP. You're done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's all they have is those things built up.
Skill doesn't matter. It's the size of the teams you have in there.
The size of the teams, the diamonds, and yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of it, and I see some comments from people who are like, like complaining and stuff, and I just don't want these to be that way because they're supposed to be fun. But there is that negative to positive comments, and so we have to be as real as possible. I can't just be sugarcoating everything, like, oh yeah, everything's sugar. I'm
not gonna blow smoke up their ass and kiss their ass like some of these other people.
Yeah, the fun parts of it is coming up with different defensive comps for War, to see how many War defends you can get, to see how big of a hit you could do in War. Crucible isn't really that enjoyable to me because it's really about how big's your wallet. Although War today was about how big your wallet is.
Yeah, and that's the way, sadly, it's going to get for us because we're up there.
That was the first sad moment I've had with that. It's like, damn, there's nothing we can do if we can't get through that team.
Even if he was back the old way, I don't know that we would have been able to get through him anyway, because Exhaust. But I guess this way, Exhaust did something. He couldn't get it or whatever. The new way, the old way, he would have been exhausted and.
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to go in because I already used all my attacks.
I have no idea. And it's only gonna get worse as more Wells and Krakens get him that are intermingled in those top alliances that we're already in, up there fighting.
Yeah.
And as soon as they decide to come back to a different time zone because they're tired of fighting each other.
Right.
Then we're really gonna be screwed.
Well, this thing will be coming out on a Monday, tomorrow. This will be the first next day it's coming out in a while.
Today's Saturday, dear.
Sorry.
I have
Well,
Monday. Let me edit tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
And then
Edit tomorrow.
Post
Come out
Monday.
Monday will be another war day, and it'll be a new season. It'll be the one with all the hero stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what my Infest is going to look like.
Yeah, Infest, Spider Society is going to be interesting on D. I'm going to see a lot of those. Heroes for Hire, some comps of new warriors. My new video came out for mid-game players because that's really who I'm looking at caring about now. I really don't care about what the late game players do because they all think they know everything anyways. And then usually we just beat them in war. I mean, now they got a cheat code in Mephisto, but for the most part, it's just like, oh, well, this does that. Well, awesome, cool. I'm going to use this instead. It's like, I don't know. Everybody thinks they know everything, and I'm always up to learn. Like, I don't mind when people come in the stream and tell me something that's interesting. That hey, we've tried this and this works, and I'll try it and we'll see. And we've adopted a couple of those things. But when you come in saying that we're wrong because this is this, then I'm not going to listen to you, and we're just going to beat you with what we got because that's who we are. But I'm excited for a new war season. See what the new things are. Kind of curious about some of the buffs, what exactly they do, and with not having speed on some of those characters now, I'm wondering if some of those buffs are even going to make a difference. So we'll find out. But we have a couple of people who have very large, like Heroes for Hire and very large Spider Societies and very large big-time Spider-Men that hopefully they do pretty well. I'm looking forward to that and seeing how they're going to do. That's going to be kind of cool. And Mercs for money are just going to thrash everything now, having their buffs as well. And that's going to be a lot of fun to play with. So yeah.
4 and 40th. And the team that beat us was in 43rd.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, with the war leaderboards. Like, we're ahead of people that beat us in war, and we're behind people that we have beat. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't get it some days.
And I think a lot of that is because we're punching up so much. So when we do get a win, because the multiplier there is you use the person that you have your TCP against goes into your score with the multiplier for your damage. So if we punch up a crap ton and we win, we get tons of points. Versus if they punch down on us, they get some. But that multiplier isn't as big, so since we're punching up so much, we're actually climbing when we win way more than they would be able to. So it's probably more in their behest just to lose to us. Because you're not going to get much of a bonus by losing to us because you're actually punching down. It's probably going to be about the same.
We need to redo these trophy systems too.
Yeah, need to revamp Trophy, need to revamp Crucible, need to revamp seasons. Arena. Get all those old accounts out of there. 60 days absent, your account's off the wall. No matter where it is.
Yeah, it gets reverted. Or even at the season. End of war season, end of Crucible season, defenses are set back to default. And then you gotta go in.
Yeah. So that way if you don't play, then you have a bunch of ninjas.
Yeah. You'll have a shield room.
Yeah.
You'll have a hand room.
Yep. I mean, that's what happens when you go to a different alliance. You get kicked. You don't have a war room.
Nope.
So I think it should be the same
way.
That
would be a thing to do it. Each season. So that way if you're not on and active, not playing, which is what they want you to be on and active and playing and engaging in their game.
Right. Sometimes too much.
Sometimes too much. But I just use refreshes and finish the blitz, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. No more. I can take the weekend off, no more blitzing. So I can't get any further because you can't get shards on these tunes.
Yeah, I'm out of blitz credits, though. I think I have 12 on my account right now. No, but blitz credits.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm like 300 million. Or
I don't.
300,000.
I bet you don't.
I bet I do.
I bet you don't.
I bet I have 300,000.
I bet you don't. I bet you got 10K.
Because I didn't need to use them when she went into the orbs to open the orbs. Because
Bet you got 10K.
500. I bet you I have 355,000.
Dead gum. That's crazy. Oh, that's right, because you don't do all 14 war attacks.
I buy
Ever.
and I sit on my max. I buy that to stay refreshed, but I don't need the tunes in there. There's nothing you need in that store. I don't know how you would be out. Raid credits. Now those I was down, and now I'm somehow up over 500,000 of. I don't understand that one, but it was probably from the first time. Rewards.
Sorry, that was me getting quiet. Recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Always recruiting. It's kind of how it goes.
Oh yeah, there's so much turnover. I'd like to see real hard numbers of who actively plays. Yeah, it's been downloaded 4 million times, but of those 4 million downloads, who is still actively playing?
Yeah.
And who's the longest active person in the game?
I don't know, not me.
I'm apparently the longest in our alliance.
Right?
Because I posted it to Discord and nobody could say they were playing longer.
True.
So, I'm
True
the
that.
longest in the Titans family. If you've got more than... Let me find my days played. Ooh, there we go. If you have more than 2,167 days played, let me know. Give me a comment.
There you go.
I'd love
That's
to
a good
know.
way to do it.
And all that, and if I do like 20... No. 10, 17 more arena battles, I'm going to get 3 Hulk shards. Yay!
Hulk shard.
And a raid health pack. 50 raid health pack. Oh, goody, goody, goody.
I guess that's kind of a downfall of being able to use your phone, because then I got to get on my phone.
Yeah, and then you're looking at it, and then you're off chatting
Yeah,
away
I'm off chatting away.
on Discord.
Yeah.
Chatting with all these peeps.
Recruiting people. If you're one of those people I recruited, you understand my pain now. I get quiet, don't pay attention to things around here because I'm doing that. It's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time.
They keep
You have
on
to sit at
talking
your
about.
computer and.
They talk about making things easier for recruiting, but I don't think there's a way.
I don't know.
I mean, you guys at Scopely, you could always hire somebody like me, and I could recruit for everybody. I mean, that's possible. Just pay me to do it.
Send a list or somebody who's on Discord. Hey, this is a list of each alliance and what they're looking for. And hey, here's a whole list of players. Hey, you'd be good here. You'd be good there.
Yeah, if you're listening and you ain't part of our alliances, if you want to send me like, I don't know, $5 a month, I'll keep your alliance full. I'll make sure of it. I'm gonna have one of these cinnamon things.
We might have to start our own Patreon for that, eh?
No, $5 is just so you can get off my back. That's all that is. Believe me, it's not more than $5 worth of my time.
Oh, yeah. Time is precious.
That's not even a beer.
No,
With some beers, especially not the ones Dre eats or drinks. Eats, I'm eating this bread.
Yeah.
Those things are like $12 a can or whatever, a bottle.
Goodness.
Some crazy thing like that.
I gotta update Spider Society infographic tomorrow too.
Yeah, if there's any infographics and not
That one's old.
ones that are like super complex, some of the ones that people want, holy moly.
Yeah.
But just your basic infographic, if there's something you'd want, let us know.
Right? The arena counters was a nightmare because then they're like, oh, well, what about this team? What counters here? I'm like, do you have these 3 tunes? It doesn't matter who the last 2 are. This team will counter it.
Yeah.
I wound up with an arena counter. There was like 50 people long, and I'm like, no, I gotta condense this. These are the most common. Here you go. Here's your 5 top counters.
Yep. Yeah, I'll make you a deal too. If you send me a 6-pack of beer, I'll let you know the team that I went from 120 to number 12 in. And how to do it.
I don't think you can send beer now that COVID's over.
No, that's true.
I don't think
Okay.
they're doing
Never mind. Just
anymore.
message me and I'll let you know. Damn, thought I'd get a beer out of that. That's right. We can't do that stuff. We watch that border patrol stuff. They don't let those things go through. But anyways, it's been fun chatting with you guys again. And Yeah, as soon as the tub's ready, we'll be able to do more tub talk.
Yeah. That's what we get for going on vacation, and I should have cleaned the filter before.
Yeah, I just ran. Yeah. But anyways, until next time, this is Viz.
This is Sable.
And please like and subscribe. And until then, peace.